Ook saying that, John, you will in fact be talking smack about Savage. Anyways, these players ready to go on level 10. An air bubble in the center of Savage's board, meaning she's going to have to be considerate of drop time early on here. And it's a bit of a scatter board overall for WatchMuH. Look, there's pockets all around the board, mostly one on those lower 4 rows. That'll be a bit helpful for endgame. But not very helpful as now there's a well in column 4 for WatchMuH.
Yeah, Watchman is starting to create a split board, but and also not having a lot of access to red. Really, only that talk there, and that's it. Meanwhile, Savage has some more diverse top line at this point. On that right side, yeah, addressing that blue garbage very readily, and yeah, she's doing so far a good job of keeping variety on the board.
We've got 2 virus lead for WatchMuH here as we eclipse the 1 minute mark. It's a big yellow top line for Savage and a red top line for WatchMuH. And WatchMuH now does have a fully split board, 2 columns worth of a split board. And I don't know what happened there with that red-yellow, possibly going for a horizontal clear. But right now it's a tie game as Octagon now starting to get rid of those spires that had yellow on them and looking to drop some more red down as Octagon down by 1 virus over WatchMuH here as we get to 1 minute and 45 seconds.
Yeah, Savage needed that double blue there to open up that middle of the board. Now it's all yellow on the top line, so it's a matter of just waiting for those pills and addressing that part in order to open up those blue viruses. Meanwhile, WatchMuH with that spire on column 3, that's exactly where most of the viruses are placed right now, and after that, he's going to need a lot of help of red, really.
I do agree with that, and WatchMuH here just needs a few pill fragments. It's going to get the double red, and that's huge. Out at 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Octagon not too far behind, just needs the 1 yellow. There it is. She's going to be out at 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So a very, very close game, but a very quick sweet tea on 11 for WatchMuH, putting them in a 5 virus lead early on.
Yeah, and Savage has that column 1, which is going to take some time or some double pills, just as is happening right there. Other than that, on the right side, having diversity of colors, although now she's covered some of the blue that she had available. WatchMuH, I'm not sure if those red yellows even belong there or there was no other place to put them, so that's just a pile of garbage that will go. Yeah, that seems to be the plan.
And sometimes that's what you just have to do, just because there's nothing else, and the safe play is to just play it on top where you can just stack a bunch of the same. A lot of players end up doing that if you're getting a surge of a particular pill, for example. Anyways, it's 26-23. WatchMuH with a slight lead here, but a blue heavy top line. Meanwhile, Octagon just trying to deal with some garbage plays. As we have a quick 1 pill clear there from Savage and a great tuck play down to 20, but it's still just a slight lead. It doesn't seem that it seems that Octagon is getting close, but can't quite close the door and take the lead.
Yeah, but I think okay, well, Watchman is going to go for the horizontals on that left side, and I think that's the play because otherwise all of that blue is just paralyzing that left side.
And what we're also seeing is we had a brief lead change, but WatchMuH took it back. It's 9-8, both players in single digits, as it looks like Octagon getting creative with her combo setups. I really like that. She set just about everything up now for success. She could go whichever direction she wants. The smart play going for that horizontal down to her final 3. She has taken a bit of a lead here. A blue-red would be phenomenal, and there it is. Does she tuck it? She does, out at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. I'm sure a lot of folks in our chat appreciate that time as we take a look at WatchMuH's board. WatchMuH now down to his final virus, out at 4 minutes and 29 seconds. An anonymous gifter giving 10 tier 1 subs. Very, very appreciative. Thank you very much. And I think that both players saying thank you very much to the RNG right now, as it is a slight lead maintained by Savage. It's 46-47. Good boards for both players. Minimal air pockets. and they're both of those air pockets that we see that are of the larger sizes, closer to the bottom of the board. So it's easy peasy here for these players as they start going to town. It's a 3-virus lead for Octagon, now a 4-virus lead as we eclipse 5 minutes.
Yeah, and both players getting hit there by some strange RNG. Savage didn't have a place to go with the blue. WatchMuH didn't have yellow and still doesn't have yellow on the top line. So yeah, that's what's been slowing both of these players as Savage starts taking a bit of a lead at this point of 7 viruses.
And Savage is lacking blue access right now, so we'll see how that factors for her. But right now, it's a 5-virus lead for Savage Octagon, as now she's just getting stuff she doesn't need. I don't know if I agree with placing that pill vertically there. That blue-yellow, that was a bit rough, but going to get that fat log in the middle of the board, and really now starting to approach things, still maintaining a virus lead as we hit 6 minutes. It is 25 for WatchMuH, 19 now for Savage Octagon.
Yeah, both of these players having to do some strange maneuvering because RNG is hitting them both pretty badly at this point. So yeah, it's slowing matters at this point. We're not gonna get hot times from either one of them, but the game is pretty even at this point for both.
As it's now at the final dozen for Savage, and Savage looking to make a tuck play there, reduce that drop time. A good call down to 10. Now it's 12 for WatchMuH. WatchMuH with a bit cleaner of an end game here, as Savage with that 1 pill on the double blues. Looks like Savage might also be going for a horizontal double over there in that row 3. She does get it. She gets the drop combo as well. Potentially looking for some help there with that red, though, that's buried in that lower column. Low column 1. I know how to use words, I promise. We're just getting some garbage cleared out for Savage, as now she's free and clear. She can get both of those pills. Meanwhile, WatchMuH struggling, having to figure something out as not getting the reds, but Octagon out at 7:15 and 7:16 for WatchMuH as we hit our penultimate level, and these players neck and neck.
Yeah, definitely. At this point, both players, as stated earlier, they were suffering with RNG, and they both got out at the same time, basically. So, yeah, Octagon right now doesn't have any red to play with on the top line. WatchMuH with a more diverse board, though he has some garbage there on column 4. Although a red blue, a red blue would have helped a lot there, but he doesn't get it, and I think that yellow blue is going to be the changer there. Although we lost. And he just takes out that garbage from there.
As we hit the 8-minute mark, it's now a lead change. It's WatchMuH taking a big lead now, a 2-virus lead. We saw a 6-virus just span disappear, as it's now 29-28 here, 8.5 minutes through, but we're seeing good clean boards from both players. Not a lot of mistakes here in this 13.
Yeah, really, it's just the RNG that has forced mistakes or just forced garbage in many places for these two players. So maybe this is just the game of whoever makes the first mistake might be just what the other needs to take a big advantage.
Good clean boards, though, still for both players. It was a bit of a misplay with that blue garbage on top of that red in column 2. We're starting to see Savage go to town here. A good diverse end game, looking to go for the big double drop. Great play. Even though John loves talking smack about Savage, you can't talk any smack about that combo.
No, I mean at this point I do appreciate seeing good gameplay, and I mean Savage is one of those players that really does great combo play and nice setups.
Savage out at 9 minutes and 20 seconds. WatchMuH seems to be struggling here on this level 13, and we're seeing it show. A great board here, though, for Savage. Only really big air pockets towards the bottom of the board. That's where you want him. Oh, but a big misflip by Savage Octagon. She's going to need to think about going horizontal with those reds, and doesn't do it. That could be it right there. That's going to be very, very difficult to work around.
Yeah, she's going to have to figure out a way. There she goes. She's trying to set up that horizontal, and that's going to help. Maybe drop those yellow and blue. There we go, and then just take that double in there. Yeah. Well,
But
I mean, there's a way if you try and find it, but that's going to slow Octagon just enough for WatchMuH to try and catch up at this point.
and the garbage in the middle of that board for having to be forced to play that, and the realization is you have to play that, because if you let that fester, you have to start clearing underneath. You don't want to be clearing underneath in an end game situation. It just takes too much time.
Yeah, this might be one of those instances where you might drag some of that garbage down and play with it, but eventually you have to get rid of most of it.
And we are seeing Octagon trying to work with that garbage, trying to get some plays going here, as it's a 5 virus lead now, as WatchMuH has taken advantage of that mistrust. But WatchMuH's got a situation on his right side. He's got a Spire. He's cleared some stuff out. But overall, it's a struggle here through 14 for both of these players. It's still anybody's game, as Octagon really now starting to work on that bottom section. I think she really wants to get a horizontal clear to get rid of those yellows in 7 and 8, but I think it may be high time to do exactly what she's doing here and just start addressing them directly. The good news is she's going to get a double clear out of it, down to 19. It is a tie game, but Octagon has split her board. Meanwhile, there's been a filled up well in column 5 for WatchMuH, which has split his board as well for the most part. There is an opportunity for a big T, though.
Yeah, WatchMuH got slowed down there just enough for Savage to recover, since WatchMuH needed some blues, and now, well, beautiful cross drop there. But yeah, bringing it to only within a couple of viruses, 1 virus at this point.
And Octagon has a pretty decent endgame setup. The only problem might be that yellow in column 7, but everything else free and clear. It's 6-5. It's going to come down to the wire, folks.
That red yellow is going to help there.
Octagon going to drop that red yellow.
That blue is going to drop as well.
That's going to nullify that potential horizontal play, although it looks like it might not matter. Octagon just needing 3 blues. It's 2 blues for WatchMuH, and WatchMuH is out at 12-17 and loses by 1 second to Savage Octagon. What a phenomenal finish. We almost took that to sudden death. Amazing. Our chat going nuts. Savage Octagon taking the win, 2 wins away from a finals appearance. WatchMuH could not get that last clear in time.
This was basically just, yeah. I mean, it's apparently the way WatchMuH has been playing lately, just with this 1 second differences, just keeping it as close as possible and making us just have to watch very closely the timers. But yeah, amazing first game, lots of excitement on this first game. We still have at least 2 more to go through.
Yeah, this is going to take years off of our lives, but here we are as we're going to get new readies from people. We've got What of Delight from Narthex. Just an absolute banger of a match. And it's going to be double hydration for Savage Octagon, as we had an epic match. This is our 12th tournament, and we still have not had anything go to sudden death, thankfully. But boy, we've had a couple of close calls. Thanks for the 20 bits, Grandma 1957. Packy saying this bracket is insanity right now. It absolutely is. We're going to get a quick top out from WatchMuH. And we're just going to get readies now from both players. We have a ready from WatchMuH. Savage Octagon having no idea what is going on, but ready. Looking to secure a 2-0 lead here in this best of 5. Remember, we're playing levels 10 to 14. It's about 320 viruses, I believe, these players need to clear. I'm sure somebody will correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. But here we go. And looking at this level 10, it's a bit of a sloping board. A bit of a cliff over there on column 7 and 8 for WatchMuH. For Savage Octagon, a bit of an open gap going all the way down to row 5. But also a big air bubble in the center of that board, also from row 5 down. It'll be interesting to see how she plays that, as we approach 30 seconds here, and still close. These players just trading early leads here as we get going here in the second game.
Yeah, I mean the way that game one developed, I wouldn't be very comfortable calling any advantages at this point. Only until we get to level 14, and I'm pretty sure that by that point both of these players are going to be neck to neck.
It's going to be interesting to see how WatchMuH plays this board. There's a lot of opportunities for one pill clears here in this end game. It's a bit of a scattered board, not quite split, as Octagon, now down to 14 viruses, is maintaining a bit of a lead as we get that garbage cleared out, and this double red's huge. Octagon deciding to keep that horizontal play available to her if she wants it. 10 viruses now for both players as Octagon's top line has been reduced with that straggle clear down to her bottom 3 rows. Both players on their bottom 3 rows. Watchman has a couple of really good double and triple opportunities if he wants them. Meanwhile, Octagon, it's an all blue board for her, so she's going to need a lot of blue, as that's a double for WatchMuH and a blue elimination for WatchMuH. Is WatchMuH out at a sub 100 second pace, but Octagon not far behind, as it is a couple of double blues, not quite in succession, but a minute 49. Still a close game here as we go to 11.
I mean, it's just under 10 seconds of difference for WatchMuH at this point. We saw that players were trading the advantage back and forth during the last game, so at this point everything is pretty even. Octagon with lots of yellow on her top line, not getting a lot of those pills, but utilizing whatever DrMC is sending her way, and just opening it up much more and having more variety. WatchMuH almost bringing down the top line. Oh, there we go, below the half of the bottle. So doing a great job on that.
WatchMuH with the 10 virus advantage right now, as Octagon struggling with some RNG here early on in 11. It's a very yellow heavy top line, and she's not really able to get anything going. She's got a couple of red blues tucked open rows 6 and 7, but can't really address much more until that straggle yellow at the very tip top of her board gets taken out. Also, a bit of a spire on 1. Meanwhile, it's a bit of a split board, not too terribly bad of a split, as things are addressed on both sides for WatchMuH. As we've eclipsed 3 minutes, WatchMuH has extended that lead to 15 viruses, as Octagon trying to just get something going here as she's struggling midway through her level 11.
Yeah, and the thing is, Octagon left that right side not addressed until now, and I thought that it was going to take more time because it was completely yellow on the top line. Meanwhile, WatchMuH out of level 11 at 328.
WatchMuH really starting to play with some big speed here. Our 2 seed, the winner of this facing Frank in the finals in our best of 5 finals. But meanwhile, Octagon is having a bit of a struggle here. You may even think that with what happened in that last game, maybe she's just mentally spent. I mean, it was really close down to the wire. You saw her reaction was just, I cannot believe I have to do this again. But
yeah, I'm pretty sure that she's if it's for a chance at the finals, then she's willing to do this all over again.
Absolutely. As we hit 4 minutes and 17 seconds, WatchMuH is starting to streak through, but blue access is blocked as Octagon out at about a 423. It is a half a level lead right now for WatchMuH.
Exactly half a level lead, but I mean, it was a low level for Savage. Sometimes you get those kinds of boards, and you have to just deal with them. Meanwhile, WatchMuH is still just plowing through this board until now that the top line is basically yellow, so that's what he needs, and not getting tons of those pills.
And it's a big chaotic board if you're WatchMuH. This is the opportunity you need if you're Savage Octagon, as it is currently 39-16. It was a 26 virus lead. It seems to be down to about 23 viruses as Savage getting rid of that yellow spire on top, dropping a little bit of garbage into column 8. Not necessarily the best idea, but is able to fix it really much at any time she wants now. Obviously, a double yellow or a red yellow would be the best thing there. It looks like Octagon also maybe setting up to clear that blue garbage. Is going to need something real helpful. Maybe has decided to go a different direction. But meanwhile, Watchman down to 4. Everything's in a bit of a scattered direction. It's going to be a big challenge for WatchMuH to get to that yellow out in row number 2. But it looks like with those blue garbage pills being cleared, WatchMuH will be out at a sub-6 pace as he's cleared the central level. 2 levels to go for WatchMuH, looking to even this up 1-1, and a very, very speed-friendly board to start as 3 consecutive 1-pill clears by WatchMuH.
Yeah, I mean, it was just doubles upon doubles of viruses, and using perfectly those pills to open up as much of an advantage at this point, because we saw just what Savage Octagon can do in the later levels. So WatchMuH definitely looking to put as much distance between himself and Savage Octagon.
And it looks as though Octagon down to her final half dozen. Looks like she's going to clear out those reds and potentially go for the horizontal clear. And there's 1 red, and I think maybe instead we're going to get horizontal or a vertical drop. That looks to be the plan as we hit 7 minutes. It's 32 viruses to go on 13. Octagon out at a 7-minute flat, and again, it's a half a level lead.
Yeah, there the RNG also slowing her down a little bit. Maybe different set of steps on a couple pills earlier would have gotten her out much earlier, but there's no way to know what's coming on the pill list. So yeah, you just have to take a gamble, and this time it didn't pay off for her.
It's a speed-friendly board though for Octagon. There's 1 pill clears all over the place. She's just needing the favorable RNG to do it. Down to 40 viruses for Savage Octagon, 16 for WatchMuH. WatchMuH's got everything clustered closer to that bottom left corner. Looking for that double clear as well on row 1. Just looking for some sort of blue help. Is going to get the red he needs and is now down to single digits as we hit 8 minutes.
WatchMuH realizing there right away that dropping that yellow-blue would have locked up the horizontal. So yeah, making good decisions so far. Meanwhile, Savage Octagon with a bit of a red-heavy top line at this point, and that's the help that she's going to need. So we need to be calling on a bit of a red surge at this point for her.
And it appears we may have missed a big cleanup combo by Savage Octagon. She is down by 23. It's an 8.5 minute clear time for WatchMuH as WatchMuH hits the final level, looking to even this match up.
This is looking like it's WatchMuH to lose at this point, but don't count out Savage Octagon. Maybe she can recover on level 14. We'll just have to wait and see. As WatchMuH has a lot of yellow on the top line, and getting there a bit of a yellow surge, so that's going to help to even things a little more.
As we hit 9 minutes, it's 5 viruses to go for Octagon to 40 here on 14. The last level for WatchMuH, as it's good RNG for Savage. She'll look to be out at sub 930, but this is a big lead. It's not a runaway, but it's a 27, now 28 virus lead that seems to just continue to be maintained by WatchMuH. Savage is going to need some extremely favorable RNG to get out of this.
Yeah, I saw what Savage was thinking. They're trying to perhaps go for the horizontal there on those yellows on the left side, but that would have required for the center to be available to drop them. And yeah, that's it was a good call that she didn't go for it, or else it probably would have been looming.
Yeah, those plays are so tempting because you want that gratification of clearing a bunch of viruses at once without really thinking about your board state. It's a huge temptation, but we saw Savage resist it as we hit 10 minutes. It's 42-15. It's a very scattered board for WatchMuH with red everywhere and only one yellow virus left as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this is managed by WatchMuH as we see that double horizontal in row number 2. And Savage starting to make moves here on level 14. Going to get that drop. Going to get the garbage to come down too, but it's not that big of a problem, as looks like she may be thinking about a horizontal drop here. She's going to get a drop cross at the 11-minute mark, though. It does look like this is Frank's to lose.
Yeah, definitely. This is already a bit difficult to come back from. Just waiting for some pills, a couple of reds, and yeah, this is going to be game for WatchMuH at barely under 11 minutes.
A great showing from WatchMuH here, as 10:59 will get him the win, and now we have a 1-1 tie as we go to a game 3.
Yeah, I think Octagon now realizing that the game is done, and yeah, she has no way of bringing it back. So we're going to have at least 2 more games to see who moves on to face Frank in the finals.
While we get our players situated for that, I again want to thank the folks who are contributing bits and subs to the channel. All that money goes right back to funding prizes, merchandise, and getting equipment for live events. We hope to have some information for a live event for you very, very soon. We have a couple of dates in mind, but we don't want to announce anything until it's 100% set in stone. So, but I'm very excited at the Perspective news as we see a pro level top out there from WatchMuH as we get to game 3, levels 10-14.
Okay, we have ready from both of our players.
Three, 2, 1, and off we go. Savage Octagon, the 14 seed on your left, the 2 seed WatchMuH on your right. We've seen these players play through great competition to get here. Some of our best regular players. WatchMuH is looking to really get to a finals here. It may be our first. It's going to be our first finals ever without Packy and Dimwit in it. So we'll be seeing some fresh blood for the championship. But right now, we've got a tie between these 2 players, as Octagon making a great move to correct there. Almost had a really disastrous play on that first column.
Yeah, Savage trying to just keep things straight. Trying to play around whatever garbage is there. She hasn't gotten the right pills to just get rid of it, so that's paralyzing the left side. Meanwhile, WatchMuH with a completely blue top line at this point. It's going to need help from blue pills, which of course are not exactly what's coming from Dr. Mario at this point.
It is a big lead, though, for Savage. She's up by about 15 here in this first level. Having a really good go at it. Octagon looking to get some combo plays up there. A double blue would be optimal. She's not going to get it, but still playing around and has a comfortable lead, and she's going to get this drop cross, going to get a big combo out of it, down to already single digits, 6 viruses here as we hit 90 seconds.
Yeah, Savage playing with whatever she's got right now and making good decisions. Not afraid of pulling some horizontal combos with pills that aren't exactly what are expected for things to work out. But that has managed to get her an 18 virus advantage at this point.
It's just absolutely torching through this level. She's going to get the drop there out at a minute 56, great 10. And has a huge lead, and WatchMuH seems to be struggling through 10. Yeah,
I think there was a bit of a misdrop there with that blue-yellow in columns 2 and 3, and he corrected the best way possible, but that is also making it so he has to spend more time trying to open up that left side.
Meanwhile, it's still 9-8 viruses now to go as we hit 2.5 minutes. This is a brutal level 10 that we're seeing coming out of the WatchMuH camp here. Excuse me, as it is Savage actually just tearing through level 11 right now. Maybe she's channeling her inner Packy.
I mean, doing just the right moves there, not making any mistakes. Really, I'm not sure if that red blue was meant to go that way, but it didn't hurt as she could just chuck another one there and make it work. As WatchMuH out at about 3 minutes.
Great showing by WatchMuH. Savage playing a split board, however. But as we hit pie time, it is still a huge lead, almost a 30 virus lead right now. As we have a pretty good board from WatchMuH, a bit of an air bubble that's going to be on that bottom half. That's going to make some interesting plays on that left side. But Savage, she sees that tuck, she's going to take it. And suddenly it's looking very, very good for Savage.
Oh, she couldn't tuck that one, but... I was thinking she couldn't tuck that one, but maybe that's the play exactly, to just leave the blue setup for a horizontal. There we go, just waiting to open up that red part in the bottom of the board. She notices it and is going for it to have chances of putting whatever goes there. And she's out at 405 from level 11.
Octagon really cruising through this. It's a great 11 though for WatchMuH as he's trying to get out here as he hits 4 minutes and a half. Octagon having a bit of a garbage issue, not a lot of yellow to work with on this top line. As we hit 4.5 minutes, it is still a big lead for Savage Octagon in this third game.
Yeah, in this third game, the roles have reversed, as now it's Savage who has about a half a level lead over WatchMuH. So yeah, showing that it's not so much about the mistakes, but more about what the boards and the RNG is willing to give each one of them.
Absolutely, here as we have I was going to say a 30 virus lead, but really I see that WatchMuH still struggling here on 11 as Savage Octagon is currently about halfway through 12. She's going to need to address that Spire in 6. That's her biggest issue right now. WatchMuH just needing a couple of reds and WatchMuH will be out, but this is a big lead for Savage Octagon.
Oh, she couldn't tuck that double blue there. Would have made a beautiful triple on the bottom.
It is a 28 virus lead, so that 28 virus lead now swing over to the side of Savage Octagon. Excuse me, as we hit 6 minutes here. Octagon just trying to maintain that lead. I mean, she knows she's in a very good pace right now, or maybe not. She has turned off commentary, so she may have an eyeball on what's going on WatchMuH's side. As we get WatchMuH back to you here, it's still a big lead for Savage Octagon as she's going to get that horizontal starting to set things up to get rid of that lower right-hand corner. Looking at WatchMuH's board, it's good and condensed. Not really any sort of big air pockets. The big one you're seeing below column, those red viruses on column 4. But WatchMuH starting to make a comeback here, now narrowing the lead to 17. But we're seeing some good setups here by Octagon. Now down to 7, now down to 6. As Octagon now looking for this horizontal and looks like she's going to combo into it. I don't know about that. I would have considered going for the double horizontal, but she also has the triple horizontal if she wants it. But looking just to get this red heavy board out of play here. She's going to go for the double, be out at 6 minutes and 58 seconds. WatchMuH, though, having a phenomenally good 12. So Octagon's going to have to start getting a little bit more aggressive here as WatchMuH starting to catch up.
Yeah, Savage Octagon there with a slow end game, really paralyzed by the fact that she needed very specific pills to not make a mess of row one. But that gave WatchMuH the chance to just close this to a handful of viruses as WatchMuH is out at 720.
And it is about an 11 virus sway now. So we saw WatchMuH make up about 15 viruses in that last level. You're thinking about maybe 35 to 40 second recovery there, which is huge. But Octagon now starting to go to work here and opening that lead back up, as not a lot of yellow to work with on that top line. She's making do and making really smart plays to just get some good pieces where they need to go. Struggling with blue exclusively on that left side, struggling with the red exclusively on WatchMuH's right side. An opportunity to clear 5 viruses at once, though. If y'all are seeing that down into that middle section, WatchMuH may be camping out for that, and I now can't really use it as the garbage piled up a little bit too high.
Yeah, he needed to use the double red on that left side because both on the left and on the right there were red viruses only. So yeah, it was a difficult situation, but finally managing to drop down that spire and continue moving on.
It is a half a level lead now for Savage Octagon as she's addressing that spire on 8 and getting a little bit of drop time, but dropping one piece on each of those yellows made that look like clockwork. Now down to a dozen viruses. It's 27 to go. Everything clustered right in the middle for WatchMuH, which is good, but there are a couple of wells, which means drop time is going to have to be suffered. That's about a second and a half of drop time we saw with that one pill fragment.
It's drop time the principal enemy on this game, given that every 4 frames is about a second, if I'm correct. So yeah, that's the thing that players have to try and look out for, not letting pills drop from very high on their bottle. As Savage is just waiting for a couple of red pills in order to get done with it. Oh, and she gets the perfect
I love
setup.
the course correction there. She saw the double red, immediately went for the tuck underneath. Great play. Octagon going into 14 at about 9 minutes and 38 seconds.
I mean, exactly that. The noticing the next build, that's one of the things that if you're getting started into this, you have to always be on the lookout for what's the next build that's coming your way. WatchMuH is going to be out of level 13 at 448 at 948. I'm sorry.
448. That's phenomenal. Anyways, as we eclipse the 10-minute mark here, it does look like we've had a bit of a lag, so we've lost a bit of time for WatchMuH. So that is something to keep in mind. It's about a 10-second sway between these two players. It's also an 11 virus sway. Savage Octagon really making good decisions here. I like that drop with the garbage, setting up for another good clear in row 1. Even though there's a big well there now, it's an opportunity to maybe just get a 0 drop garbage clear, which would be great. But that stack of yellow is going to be sent down. Not a big problem. WatchMuH, if you're looking at WatchMuH's board, a lot of great opportunities for horizontal doubles. Those bottom 2 rows especially looking very, very good if you are WatchMuH.
I think Savage is getting strong by that. One blue virus on column 3. It's paralyzing most of the left side, and she hasn't figured out a way to get around it. Had a chance to play some blues there and didn't take them until now. That it's a blue yellow, which wasn't the most adequate field, but you have to take whatever you get.
And it's an 8 virus sway right now as Savage just absolutely got handcuffed by that. Just really rough spot of RNG, but now she's starting to go to town here, starting to clear some stuff. She's planning out for that horizontal clear, that double yellow. Really good, smart play as she drops that double yellow down, minimizing that drop time. The big problem for Savage right now is those straggler double reds up in column number 5. She's got to work underneath it now. She knows that, as she's down to 5, and it's now 15 for WatchMuH, now down to 14, now down to 13 as he's addressing spires on the right side of his board. And now he's going to drop in column 8 again and going to get a fat log. or a fat bolt rather. Now both players down to 7. It's going to be down to the wire here. But this is a big pill right here. That's going to clear out 4 viruses. That's going to be it at a 12-17. We've got to let the timer run for WatchMuH here. And it looks like that the time will expire, and Savage Octagon has now taken a 2-1 lead. Just needs to win one more, and she will go on to the finals.
Another close one, and now Savage realizing she's got this by mere seconds. Yeah, that's a little grain of relief there, because yeah, this is very intense.
Savage Octagon has an average 2.5-second winning margin in this match. So if she's winning, she's keeping it close. We've got one thing left, and we haven't talked about the prediction at all. But it is 61% of the channel points in favor of Savage Octagon. 63,500 channel points on this. The Dave putting down 10,000. And Maine Coon Cat putting 12,000 down on WatchMuH. We've got 2 games to go. Savage Octagon just needs to win this, and she'll go to the finals and face Frank. WatchMuH needs to win out here. Otherwise, his tournament is over.
Yeah, this is the situation that Savage definitely wanted to be in. Just one game away from it, but WatchMuH, it's a tough cookie to crack. So yeah, we might go all the way to a decider. We've seen that WatchMuH has what it takes, and yeah, it's just seeing what happens in game 4 at this point.
All right, we're getting a pro level strat top out from WatchMuH, and we're gonna get a timer reset. And we're going to go on to game 4. If Savage wins, she goes to the finals. If WatchMuH wins, we go to another game 5. Octagon says she is ready to make everyone vom.
What you don't know is I've already done so. Okay, wait, what?
All right, we've got readies, and here we go. 3, 2, 1, and off we go in this game 4 for these players. As a very oddly split board at the top of Savage's screen, but a very top-heavy board for WatchMuH. Not a lot of stuff below row 5. So it'll be really interesting to see endgames from both players here as both players getting started. It's even Steven, but we're seeing some really smart horizontal plays. A big combo, though, from WatchMuH erased the early lead that Savage had started with. We may see Savage try to go for a tuck bolt. She gets it. And Savage playing very brilliantly. So is WatchMuH. WatchMuH's opened up the board, has that well open in column number 2, now has access to everything. But John, this is such a bizarre board for WatchMuH, just seeing so much flattened out among a bunch of rows with gaps in them.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically everything in rows 2, 4, and 6, and yeah, it's one row full of viruses, then a gap. It's an odd situation to be in, but I mean, WatchMuH is plowing through it nonetheless.
Savage had an opportunity for a triple combo, didn't take it. Could have gotten the horizontals on row 1, perhaps maybe setting up for a triple. But these blue-reds not helpful to her cause as she's looking for basically anything red. She is starting to get it. There is that triple for her, and it looks like she may go for it. No, but now she will. That was the smart play. Didn't really have access to yellow otherwise. It's 6-6 though. Scattered boards for both players. A little bit more favorable for WatchMuH as Octagon has that straggler up in the top of column 1, and also not getting the red help.
Yeah, seeing how red turnout's coming, the most probable outcome of this is that that red high up is going to be the last virus to be taken out. But WatchMuH having problems getting to that blue virus, but that double blue is going to be very helpful.
WatchMuH
out at 156.
And Octagon out at 159, so very close start here for these two players, and we've really started to see somebody make a move here at the start of 11, and right now it's WatchMuH with the 2 virus lead. Ooh, and a big misflip for Octagon. That's a tough spot for her. She's going to have to work around that, and that also cuts her off from blue.
Yeah, that's going to require a lot of pills and working around to just clean up. It's a big misdrop there. Otherwise, it was a nice setup to just get those 2 reds on the left side. Meanwhile, WatchMuH is taking this opportunity to open up a gap between these 2 level 11s. Yeah, but with a bit of garbage on that column 3 that we're going to see how he manages to deal with.
Octagon now starting to address that misflip. It's when you have a red piece of red garbage and then the same color virus right there on those 2 columns, either left or right side, gets incredibly stressful to figure out what you need to do to get rid of them, because the only thing that really helps you there is a double red. Meanwhile, as we hit 3.5 minutes, it is still just a 4 virus lead, despite that misplay by Octagon, as she's now starting to get into the sub 20 territory here. Going to get that big double virus clear. Really has been her saving grace, is pointing out those one virus or 1 pill clears rather, but a big red board for Savage Octagon. She's going to start drilling down with those piles of 2 reds and 1 reds, as now it's 15-11. It's still close. It's a bit of a messy board for both players, as we get that sweet drop T, and that puts Watchman down to 7, opening up a bit of a lead, but it's still a pretty well put together board for both players. 6 viruses for both players, no yellows for either player here at the end of this 11. Nobody really wanting to make a move. It's still 4-4, anybody's game here, as it looks like Savage going to go for a nice tuck, going to get herself down to 3. It's going to be 4, now 3 blues for WatchMuH, 1 red for Octagon. Octagon is going to be out at a 420 and a 423, so that 3-second sway now in favor of Savage Octagon, John.
Yeah, I mean, this is toe-to-toe. We thought that Savage would be a little behind because of that early misdrop, but WatchMuH for some reason couldn't capitalize on it, and they are still toe-to-toe at this point.
Meanwhile, it is about 5 minutes here, and Octagon's starting to open up a bit of a lead. It's a scattered board, though, a very yellow, scattered, top-heavy board for Octagon, and it's a red-heavy top line for WatchMuH. WatchMuH now taking a 4 virus lead as these 2 trading leads back and forth.
Yeah, WatchMuH opening up more variety at this point. Savage with not a lot of blue beside the garbage, and well, now on columns 1 and 8, she manages to open up some stuff to play with. But yeah, Savage needs mostly yellows. It's what appears to be the most concentration of viruses on her board, while WatchMuH is having to deal with that spire on column 2. That's going to take some drop time.
It is going to take some drop time, and Savage Octagon has a really optimal board here. A lot of stuff really clustered close together. That's minimal drop time in your end game, and you absolutely love having that. And a lot of 1 pill clear opportunities. We just saw that horizontal. And now Savage Octagon has opened her board up, not quite free and clear, but pretty darn close. She's getting a yellow surge and knocking everything out of the park. She's taken a 4 virus lead. We've seen a couple of lead changes through this level.
And I like that play there by Savage Octagon, where she had the possibility of going horizontal or vertical. And as we've stated before, usually the best play there is to go for the horizontal first, and then if you have the chance, then go for the vertical. As WatchMuH, almost everything is on the open except for that yellow virus on the corner that might take some time to get to. As Savage is out at 626 from level 12.
That horizontal clear from WatchMuH even things out. WatchMuH will be out at a 636 as we hit the penultimate level here. Savage Octagon trying to punch her ticket to the finals, and WatchMuH trying to keep his hopes alive. Right now, it is a 7 virus sway here on the penultimate level. This is a best of 5, remember. Savage Octagon, while you do see 1 win on your screen, we can assure you she has multiple wins. We have WatchMuH with 1 win, the 2 seed. Octagon the 14 seed here as we eclipse 7 minutes. It's a 2 virus lead for the 14 seed.
This is getting much closer than we started with, but I mean, this has been basically the tune of every single match besides the match number 2, where WatchMuH was able to open a wide gap very early in the game. But I mean, Savage trying to figure out what to do with those yellow pills, as that's basically the last yellow bar that is available for her. And WatchMuH with a more diverse board, though now running out of some yellows in the top line.
And Octagon's starting to go to work here, but it's a tie game as far as virus count goes. Although these two trading leads back and forth, a 3 virus clear that'll actually keep a bit more of a lead. We've seen a lead of now 3. These not really much to speak of in somebody trying to pull away here. It's been both players. I don't think we've seen any sort of lead in the double digits, as these players tied still now at 17 viruses.
Yeah, I mean, both of them just trying to keep it very close at this point, and just managing to do so. This is going to be a great level 14, which is going to just make us go insane at this point, because these both players are amazing.
Octagon electing to not go for that double with that 1 pill clear, looking like she wants to drop things down. It's 7-7 here as our players approaching the last half a dozen viruses. A 1 pill clear now out there for Octagon. Octagon looking to maybe go for a T. I don't know what's going on over there on that other side, but that's not the play there. You don't want to eliminate that garbage, as it's 5-4. WatchMuH struggling in the end game. Looks like it's about to be the same for Savage Octagon. She is going to go for the big T, but now she gets the double reds she needs. She's on a surge, but WatchMuH out first at a 9:15. Octagon out at a 9:18. So it's 3 seconds between these players as we go to the final round. Although not a good opening, that yellow-red's not what you need from Octagon. It's good clustered boards for both players. We're going to see these players tear through this board quickly.
I mean, there's lots of opportunities for some great plays there. Maybe Savage could have gone for that double yellow on the left side, but still manages to get that double horizontal underway with a little bit of garbage at this point, but lots of bars on the top. Well, now not. She doesn't have any yellow bars on the top. Meanwhile, WatchMuH with that slanted board, which might be a problem as he moves on.
But to point out, WatchMuH has opened up a big lead. It's a double-digit lead for WatchMuH, but I'm looking at the bottom of Octagon's board, and Octagon has a lot of 1 pill clears, so it's definitely not insurmountable, as Octagon trying to just eliminate this red-heavy top line, looking to do a good job of it here, as it's 37-23, and we are approaching 10.5 minutes. WatchMuH just trying to stay in this tournament. Octagon trying to punch her ticket to the finals, and we're seeing some really good efficient play now from Octagon, although it is now looks to be a 15 virus lead for WatchMuH here as we approach 11 minutes. It's just maintaining a good diverse top line. That's what you got to do here as we get into these final throws. It's 28-14. Octagon starting to storm back. John, it looks to be a bit of a struggle on that right side for WatchMuH.
Yeah, and the problem is that he doesn't really have a lot of 2 virus clears on that right side, so that's going to slow him down, whereas Savage Octagon in this endgame, she's going to get a lot of doubles, and that might close this gap much faster than we think.
As we're taking a look at things, we're going to get a drop cross. It's 15-8. Octagon trying to make this comeback. We're going to get a quad clear. No, we're not. Interesting play. It looks like we're going to get a drop cross here, though. It's 9-7. Now 8-7. Octagon needing yellows reds in the worst way right now, as she goes down to 6. Now down to 4. Octagon's taking the lead here. Octagon's going to have to clear that garbage. This is the right play with that double yellow. The double yellow. It's 5-3. We're looking for a clear. We're going to get it. A horizontal clear would put this away for Savage Octagon. It's 2-4 here as we hit 12 minutes. That's going to be a clear. Octagon just needs another red. She's going to get it, and she is going to the finals at an 11:58. WatchMuH could not recover from what was a very, very rough endgame, and Savage Octagon will be going to the finals to take on Frank in one of the most Cinderella runs we have ever seen.
I mean, a 14 seed just getting to the finals. Who would have thought of it? But if someone was able to do it, then definitely it's Savage Octagon, and it's going to be a very interesting final because, as we pointed out, both of these players are new to the finals, so it's going to be a new champion. And by the looks of it, if I'm frank, I wouldn't be certain of anything. We've seen how Savage has been taking names left and right. So yeah,
And,
this is going to be a great final.
We saw the #1 fan and president of the Savage Octagon fan club offering his support there, as looks like Savage in a bit of disbelief that she's going to the finals. Hey, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. We're going to let our players recover, let them be fresh for this finals tournament. It'll be levels 13 to 17, best of 5. Savage Octagon, the 14 seed. Can she complete the journey? She's going to have to take down Frank, and that'll happen here right after this.